This will go in the. I will make a trailer. So, how are you?
Fine.
And hello, welcome to Second Life.
Hey.
Okay, so my first question is no, not my first question. I just want to say you guys that everything, all the camera setup and the tripod is also hers. So everything, the credit goes to her. Okay, and she did a lot of work to set up
Thank you.
and to find a place actually.
Thank you for the credits. My pleasure. To me, it's a teamwork.
So how are you, Léonie?
I'm fine. I'm glad. It's a beautiful day after all,
Yeah.
and I'm super excited.
Yes, me too. Yeah. So where do you come from?
I come from France. I come from a town that's called Strasbourg.
Okay. Okay. And what brings you to Berlin?
Um, I came to Berlin because I was sort of sick of France. There's a lot of political changes at the moment, and I was, I don't know, at some point it got a little bit, maybe a little bit anxious, everything that was going on. We had a lot of protests happening in France, still have, and I really wanted to have a change of scenery. And also my mom's German, so I always plan to rekindle with my Germanic roots at some point. And then I thought that Berlin looked like the most fun city in Germany to stay in. That's how I picked it.
Okay. And also I love French toast.
Yeah, me too. Amazing.
Okay. So now my main question is, what is that incident in your life that completely changed your life? I know there are many incidents in our life which completely change our life, but which you want to share with us that gave you a second life.
So for me, that would be the time I had to spend in the hospital in May 2021 because I had active tuberculosis, and because of that I was in how do you say, confined in a one-person room for 6 weeks. So except for sometimes the trips of the nurses and the doctors, I couldn't see anyone at all. And that when I finally came out of the hospital, it most definitely felt like a completely different life.
Okay. And yeah, I know it's very difficult to be in one room and you can't do anything, and plus you have thousand thoughts. How you dealt with that situation?
I wonder, because so it's true. It's just so I had a computer, and I mean I had internet, and I had friends bringing me books and comics. But the thing is, at some point, when there's nothing else than that, than the four walls for your brain to grasp and to make your reality of, you lose interest in those kind of diversion things that you would do, like watching a show, watching movies. This is how I managed in the beginning, but after a while, even that became super tough to just, like, I didn't want it to even like read a book or anything anymore. But I forced myself to because I had to, otherwise I would just get overwhelmed with, I mean, the suffering I was going through. So I kind of, I don't know, I made it work as much as I could.
Okay. And how about your friends or family in that
Um,
case?
my so my family, they they wanted to visit me, but I told them that it wasn't really worth the trip because they wouldn't be allowed into the hospital or into the room.
Yes.
So it would just be a little counterproductive because they had, they had like their works. They couldn't move, like get away from their jobs that easily. Or I didn't wanted them to because I thought it wasn't really worth the travel, or more like the trouble, because I also didn't want it to see them just to wave from the window of my room. That would be very frustrating for me as well.
Okay.
And I had some friends who visited, and I also had my ex-boyfriend from that time was of huge help, which he was already an ex by that time, but I told him about the situation, and since it was someone I spent 3 years with prior, he was like family to me at this point, and he offered a tremendous amount of support. I'd say like almost 24 hours, 7 days a week support on the phone.
Okay. So, could you tell me what exactly happened to you?
You mean the disease,
Yeah.
how I got it, or what happened next, what happens, or
How you got it?
I have no idea how I got it
Okay.
actually.
And what is that disease?
So it's I had tuberculosis, and you can have tuberculosis as a dormant disease where it never activates in your body and you just carry it, and nothing bad ever happens. But some people also catch it in its active form, or it develops into its active form, and that's when you start to, like, some of the most common symptoms would be coughing, obviously, since it's a lung disease. You can also get fever, which I didn't get. You can also lose a lot of weight, which could have happened but wasn't really noticeable for on me. So that's why also it took like so much time for doctors to even diagnose something, because they didn't really think that that could
Okay.
be tuberculosis.
Okay. So, you have been through a lot and you came out of that. So, what is the message you want to give to someone who is going through the same thing and he is stuck? Or maybe the person wants to is looking on only at your video and he's not, or his relatives are very much sad because of the situation.
I would very much be able to add on top of other voices on the internet for people who have gone to this or something similar, or their own experience with tuberculosis, really, because you don't really, there's so many things you don't understand about the disease, about what's happening to you, why it's happening to you, and you also see the effects on the meds on you, which can be scary. I lost, back then I lost some hair, which, I mean, it's okay, it wasn't like that much, but you still see all those changes on your body. I know a lot of people lose weight because it gets difficult to eat and your body hurts a lot. And it's just so strange to see all of that happen. And I would just like for people to feel this way, for them to know that they're not alone. And also, this experience could also mean that things in your life will change forever, be it your situation, obviously, but also your relations to your friends and people who are close to you. Because getting a disease so suddenly, it's kind of, it may be that some people around you cannot cope with it that well. which only highlights the loneliness that you're already feeling. And I would like to say, even then you're not alone. Even then there are more people than you think that are going through something similar. And I'm so happy to be able to say to you and others right now that it really gets so much better. It's been 2 years now, and I've been rebuilding my life step by step, and there's always a chance for us. It's far from being finished.
Okay. That was Leonie, and you heard her. She was so. What she meant was, don't lose hope. Okay. The That's why. Anyways, now I am getting too much emotional because of the interview, because I am hearing the story the first time. Okay. Anyways, so please say thank you
Thank you for listening.
and like, share, and comment and subscribe if possible. Tell them.
Uh, like, share, and
Comment and subscribe.
comment, and subscribe, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you.